Hi TYB, welcome to the books of 1 and 2 Kings and welcome to this beautiful church. We are at St Matthew's at Manly. This is magnificent. If you are ever in Manly, it's on the Corso, just drop in this magnificent church. You should see this beautiful stained glass windows and we are so honoured to be filming TYB here today. So 1 and 2 Kings. If you are jumping in just to 1 and 2 Kings with us, I would encourage you to go back because in the original Hebrew, 1 and 2 Samuel and 1 and 2 Kings were in fact one text. So you're jumping in halfway through of the story if you jump in and just do 1 and 2 Kings. So jump back on TYB and do 1 and 2 Samuel first and you'll get the full picture. I have to say, I've got to be honest, if you've read 2 Samuel, how intense is it? It's got incest and adultery and brothers murdering brothers. This is like the best television series I've ever read. I'm reading it going, oh my goodness, why would you watch television? It's all in the Bible. You've got these incredible people and characters that you can fall in love with. Now, 1 and 2 Kings is a book that I want you to sit in and really fall in love with David, who dances in his underwear when the ark comes in Samuel. And then we've got the establishment of David as we hit 1 Kings. We're going to talk about Solomon. We get to introduce you to Solomon, the wisest man on earth, and his wisdom was world renowned. You're going to see in 1 Kings the building of Solomon's temple, the temple of God in Jerusalem. You know the Wailing Wall when you go to Jerusalem, that is just the base of that temple. A magnificent. I would encourage you when you get to that point, Google search the temple and just have a look at the grandeur of it. When you read it, you can feel the grandeur of the place. We're going to have a look at the kings and the kings that did evil and right in God's eyes. It's a little frustrating. But you've got to remember, when you're reading 1 and 2 Kings, you're reading 500 years of history. So this is 1000 BC to 560, about 62 BC. So you've got 500 years of history here. Now, the author of these books is unknown. It's obviously a historian that was passionate about the history of Israel and writing that account. He wrote it in about 600 BC. So he's writing this account backwards saying we've got to remember what they did wrong and we've got to remember what we did right. And we've got to remember that because when he was writing from this time, there was this incredible moment where God had done these things and he wanted to remind the people, this is a book of warning and a book of encouragement. You are going to love it. Now, as we go through, it's this narrative, this sound of this beautiful narrative in the accounts of David. It goes through not an exhaustive account. So when you read it, historians have come in and said, why did they leave certain sections out and put certain sections in? But this historian is focusing in on key figures. That's why as you read this book, I want you to experience them. I want you to feel the heart of David. I want you to feel the heart of Solomon because the person who wrote this book is specifically targeting these people so you can really feel the history of Israel. He's going to spend a lot of time on Solomon. He's going to spend a lot of time on different kings. He spends a lot of time on Ahab and the Jezebel series. I mean, he spends a lot of time, when you read that is incredible. Jezebel starts getting rid of all the prophets of God. And then we have these prophets rise up. Don't you love Elijah and Elisha as they rise up in this time where everyone's doing evil and they're the voice of the prophet, the voice of God into these situations. As you read this, as I said, guys, you are going to love these texts. Fall in love with Solomon. I was really encouraged as I was reading this. I'm going, Solomon's going to do it. It's going to be amazing. And then unfortunately, Solomon at his end of his life falls away from God. And then you get another king and you're like, okay, this king's going to be good. And then unfortunately, that king does evil. Sometimes you get a little frustrated with this text, but you are going to love it. Jump in to 1 Kings as you start this journey. And we're going to do another 2 parts to get you really involved in this text. Have fun.